In the wilderness, voices once rose in defiance. Men stood boldly before the Lord's chosen servant. Pride questioned what heaven had established. Incense burned in rebellious hands. Smoke rose into the desert sky, and the ground beneath them trembled. The earth opened, fire fell, and silence covered the camp. Israel stood trembling beneath the morning light. If the Lord is this holy, who can stand before him? Yet the story does not end in judgment, for even in the wilderness, mercy waits. Tonight we return to the camp, to witness not destruction, but confirmation, not fire, but life from what was dead. Welcome back to Bible Stories at Abba's Cable. Let us continue and see how the Lord brings peace.
The camp was quiet. Where there had been shouting, there was now only wind moving across the sand. Tents stood still beneath the pale morning sky, and the earth itself seemed to remember what had happened. Fear rested heavily on every heart. The people gathered in small groups, their voices low, their eyes uncertain. If the Lord is this holy, who can stand before him? His justice was no longer distant. It was near. It was real. And Moses walked toward the tabernacle, slowly, steadily, not in anger, not in pride, but in obedience. Above the sacred tent, the cloud of the Lord remained, radiant, unmoving. He had not abandoned his people. Even after rebellion, he remained. 12 leaders stood, each holding a rod, simple wood, once alive, now dry and lifeless. Each name carved into its surface, each tribe represented. Among them stood Aaron, not defending himself, not striving, just standing as he had been called. That night, the rods were placed before the Lord, inside the sacred space where no human voice could persuade, where no ambition could enter. And the camp waited. Darkness covered the wilderness. Fires burned low. Sleep did not come easily. Would judgment return, or would mercy rise with the sun? Morning came softly. Light touched the curtains of the tabernacle. Hope and fear met in the same sunrise. Moses entered the holy place alone, into the stillness where heaven speaks without sound. And there, among 12 lifeless rods, one had changed. Dry wood had awakened, buds had formed, blossoms had opened, almonds had ripened. Life from what was dead. Not by human strength, not by argument, but by the hand of God. Moses lifted the rod before the people. There was no triumphs in his eyes, only certainty. The Lord had spoken, not with thunder this time, but with life. And the people bowed, not in terror now, but in understanding. God's choice was not cruelty. It was order. It was protection. It was mercy guiding them through the wilderness. And the rod was placed before the ark, a reminder for generations. When hearts rebel, God remains faithful. When authority is questioned, he confirms in his way. And when fear overwhelms, he brings peace. The Lord chooses whom he wills, and where he appoints, he gives life. May we learn to trust his choosing. May we find rest in his order. There is always a place for you at Abba's table.
In the stillness of the wilderness, A dry branch blossomed. Where fear once gripped the camp, understanding began to grow. The Lord had spoken, not with thunder this time, but with life. He confirms whom he calls, he restores order, and he brings peace to troubled hearts. If this story has strengthened your faith, journey with us a little further. There are more deserts to cross, more mercies to witness, and more moments where God reveals his faithfulness. Subscribe and take your place at the table, so that each time we gather, you will not miss what the Lord unfolds next. There is always a place for you at Abba's table.